Welcome to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. I'm Kyra Howearth, your host. Here on the show, we talk all about manifesting your dreams with the power of the moon so you can use the cosmic energy to transform your life. Welcome back to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. It's Kyra Howearth. The next big shift in the cosmos is here and is about to awaken a whole new wave of spiritual entrepreneurs, creatives, and visionary leaders. I'm talking about Neptune moving into Aries, of course. Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, and future visions, is moving into Aries for the first time in over 160 years. Neptune, as you can tell, moves quite slowly. So it's kind of a big deal when Neptune moves into a new sign. So Neptune has been hanging out in Pisces, which is its home sign, for quite some time. And as Neptune moves into Aries, you might not immediately feel the shifts of this energy depending on how Neptune in Aries is activating your chart, but you can definitely expect over these next few years to start to feel this energy of Neptune in Aries. So as Neptune moves into Aries, this means that the way that we approach our soul work, our businesses, and our identity as witches, healers, and visionaries is about to transform. If you've been feeling called to step into a new version of yourself or your business, but you're not quite sure how to move forward, this episode is for you. Many spiritual business owners are feeling a bit of a strange tension right now. On one hand, you're inspired to move into bold new directions. That's that Aries energy really speaking to you. But on the other hand, there may be a bit of confusion, a bit of doubt, maybe a sense of fog around what's next. And that can be Neptune. While Neptune can really give us that creative vision for what we want to call in, at the same time, it can make things feel a little bit more confusing. There can be a sense of disillusionment. It can feel a bit foggy. So you might be feeling a bit disconnected from your previous goals. You might be feeling a bit unsure if you're actually still aligned with what you're offering. You might be feeling a call to lead your business in a more soul-aligned way. But maybe you're also feeling afraid to let go of the structure that you've been building. So if you're feeling any of this, it sounds like Neptune in Aries is already speaking to you. The cool thing about Neptune in Aries is that it really invites us to lead with soul, not ego. We're going to be initiating, which is that Aries energy. Aries being the first of the zodiac signs. It's about initiating, taking that first step from a place of divine guidance. And that's that dreamy, spiritually connected Neptune coming in to initiate from a place of divine guidance. So as we're building businesses and growing our businesses, we're really looking to channel not just strategy, but spirit. And the key to navigating this transit is learning to trust your inner fire and intuition at the same time. This episode will help you to understand how the next 13 years while Neptune is in Aries will affect your business and how to align with this energy so you can create from a place of purpose, not pressure. So I have been beginning to feel Neptune shift into Aries. My natal Mercury is at 0 degrees at Gemini. So at the moment, Neptune is actually sextile my Gemini. And if you have any other natal placements at 0 degrees, maybe somewhere else in the chart, there is a good chance that you're also feeling Neptune as it enters into Aries. But depending on what's going on in your chart, you might not be feeling this just yet. And don't worry, because there is so much more time ahead that you're going to be feeling this Neptune and Aries energy. Neptune is hanging out in Aries until about 2038. So Depending on your natal placements, or even looking at your business chart, you can look at your business planetary placements, and you might see how Neptune, currently at 0 degrees Aries, may start to affect you personally or your business. So like I said, I've been feeling this Neptune in Aries transit already, as it's been activating my natal Mercury. And for me, this has been leading to like some visionary ideas and really bringing out my dreams for the future. I'm feeling like that's real strong sort of spiritual calling to get my ideas out there, to talk and to share, as this Neptune is activating my natal Mercury. And at first it was like more like just a little whisper, but now it's like becoming more and more loud. Like all these downloads, this inspiration, all the ideas that are flooding through. And so it's been this year that I've actually put together my year-long mentoring program called Business Switch. And this is where I combine all of my different Gemini skills. Like I am a yoga teacher, I'm a website designer, and I'm an astrologer. So I actually bring all of these together inside Business Switch. And I really feel that Neptune in Aries has really helped me consolidate all my different skills and talents into one sort of cohesive package. And you may be feeling something similar. Maybe Neptune in Aries is talking to you as well, depending on how it's activating your natal chart or your business chart. Maybe it's calling you to like align with your dreams for the future, to like create a vision and hold that vision. And even if you're not there yet, like maybe it's just a dream at the moment, if you hold that vision, you can begin to manifest that as we continue through this transit. So this is a really exciting time where you can feel quite empowered by these visions that you're receiving. Like maybe you're getting downloads and ideas too. So Neptune in Aries can definitely inspire you to take action, to depending on what's going on in your natal chart, to bring in those visions and to take initiative towards those visions. So let's dive into what Neptune in Aries could mean for your business, and basically what to expect for these next 13 years as Neptune makes its way through Aries. So let's start off. Like, what exactly is Neptune in Aries all about? So Neptune is the planet of dreams, illusions, spirituality, intuition, but also tapping into like the universal consciousness, like understanding that we are all connected, that we are all like connected to source, and that we can tap into that, right? There is this universal consciousness, and Neptune really helps us to tap into that like spiritual level. And it can be a bit confusing. There can be like a sense of confusion, doubt, disillusionment. Like I said at the start, it can be a bit foggy depending on how Neptune is being expressed. And definitely like as Neptune goes into retrograde, as it does generally tend to do every year for almost half of the year, Neptune is in retrograde. This is where those dreams and the spiritual connections and that sort of thing can become a little bit more foggy. So keeping that in mind, that Neptune, just like all the planets, it can go both ways. So let's look at Aries. So Aries being the first of the zodiac signs, this is all about new beginnings. Aries can also be about ourselves. It can be about our identity. It can also be about being courageous, being brave, taking action, and also stepping into leadership as we are the first to make a move. Like maybe you're feeling called to step up and be a leader and to lead the future with your visions. Maybe you have some sort of vision and you're ready to step up and like be the first to put that out into the world. So as we combine both Neptune in Aries, as we combine those two area energies together, we kind of get like this spiritual warrior archetype, right? Like it's this Aries is definitely the warrior, right? And then we've got this really spiritual Neptune energy coming in. So it's like you're like really focused on getting what you want, on taking the action, but at the same time, you're also very connected to source. You're very connected to your spirituality, to your dreams, to your visions. So we can also think as Neptune in Aries as an intuitive pioneer, or also a soul-led leader. And perhaps if you're listening to this today, you are a spiritual business owner of some sort. How can you really use your business as a platform to become a soul-led leader? How can you step up and take leadership, but still remain within integrity to your spiritual calling, to your soul-aligned path? So as we move through this Neptune and Aries transit from 2025 through to 2038, and I know that seems like so far in the future, but I'm sure it will come around so fast. What we might see come up in business is we might see some more intuitive business models come in, less hustle and more alignment. And I'm definitely already seeing this year as I've been having more and more conversations with business owners, particularly female business owners. They're wanting a more feminine style of running their business. They are sick of hustling and like pushing all the time and doing launches, but they're wanting something that's a bit more intuitive and something that's a bit more in alignment, and something that might also kind of like sync up to their cycles, whether it's their menstrual cycle or their energy cycle or the moon cycle. They're wanting something that's just less structured and less rigid, and that has more space for that feminine flow. We may also see the rise of more spiritual entrepreneurs and mystic leaders. And if that's you, you're definitely in the right place. Make sure you hit subscribe and stick around for more episodes of the Moon Manifesting podcast, because spiritual entrepreneurship is something that I talk about a lot here. We're going to see more soul over strategy. So this really comes back to what I was saying about like that feminine flow. We're really wanting to make decisions based on divine downloads and our intuition rather than just like logic and data. We're really wanting to bring more of that intuition into our business, more of that soul into our business. We might also be using this Neptune and Aries energy to heal ego wounds. Maybe we have wounds around visibility or leadership, and this could be a really good opportunity to start to heal any of those wounds so that we can really step up and become leaders, but from a soul-aligned place and feel empowered, but while still feeling in alignment with our like deepest spiritual purpose. And I feel like maybe most importantly with this Neptune in Aries energy is that it's going to help us to bring courage into our lives. It means that we're going to have more courage to start something new, maybe have the courage to start something that's a bit more spiritual, to bring that soul-aligned energy into our business or into our life. And it can take a lot of bravery, especially if you've been a bit of a closet witch, if like you haven't been really open about your spiritual practices. It can feel like quite scary to put yourself out there and to start talking about spiritual stuff, even if it's maybe not even aligned with your business. But I was definitely in that place quite a few years ago as well. And the more that I started talking about spiritual stuff, I found that more and more people actually really were spiritual as well. So the more I came out of the spiritual closet, out of the witch closet, I began to meet more witches and more spiritual people. And you will probably find the same thing too if that is you, if you're on that same journey. Just start having that bravery to talk about the spiritual stuff, to talk about your soul purpose in life, and to bring more of that soul-aligned energy into your business and see what happens. So how to align your business with this Neptune and Aries transit. Let's have a chat about how to actually use this transit to your advantage in your business. So firstly, let's let go of any old identities. So maybe your business, it might have, had an identity, and now that Neptune is in Aries, maybe you're ready to like burn down that old identity and re-emerge as a new identity. So maybe you're finding a fresh start in your business. Maybe you're ready to update your branding that's more in alignment with your future vision for your business. Or maybe you're just ready to even like evolve your business to the next level as you yourself have been evolving. Maybe your old business name no longer aligns with you. Maybe you're ready for a new business name or even transitioning to a personal brand. There's so many different ways that you could let go of old identities that might be holding you back in your business. And then from here, maybe you feel called to take intuitive action in your business. And I feel like this is going to be a really important thing to keep in mind for the next 13 years while Neptune is in Aries, that yes, we may meditate, or we might just get these divine downloads, but don't just keep it there as a nice idea that you had. Actually take action on it. Take action based on what's coming through your intuition. So Neptune in Aries is really going to encourage you to create movement, to act on those intuitive downloads. So don't just leave that intuitive download like in your dream journal or something. Like, actually take action on it and see where that takes you. So Neptune, as I mentioned before, it can really help you to connect with your soul's purpose, with your soul's mission. And so with Neptune in Aries, you might start to find more clarity on your soul's mission. And in your business, you might find ways to weave that soul's mission into your business in a bit more of a deeper sense. So Neptune can really help you to channel your soul's mission and your soul's purpose. So even if you're not sure what that is, this Neptune in Aries transit might help you to understand that with a bit more clarity. So as Neptune is, definitely a bit more spiritual, as you're working with your business during this Neptune in Aries transit, you might start to bring spiritual tools in to help guide your decisions in business. You might work with astrology, tarot, a pendulum, or anything else. Even just checking in with your intuition before working on a launch or making a new offering in your business, or even pivoting what you're doing in your business, using your spiritual tools, any sort of spiritual tools that you have, or just checking in with your intuition. This could actually also be a really good time to even hire a spiritual business coach or a business astrologer to help guide you through these decisions from a more spiritual and energetic place. There is a quote by JP Morgan that goes something like, anyone can be a millionaire, but to become a billionaire, you need an astrologer. And I 100% stand by this quote. I feel like it's just so true, that to really take your business to the next level, to make better decisions within your business, astrology is so key for this. So whether you're, interpreting astrology yourself or getting professional help, astrology can definitely help guide your business, to help you find better timings for your launches, to help you find clarity around your business's soul purpose and mission, and so much more. And finally, with Neptune in Aries, you really want to be a visionary, not just a practitioner, that you really allow yourself to dream bigger than what's logical in your business. So you may really use this energy to expand your ideas about what's possible in your business, and to realize that it can be so much bigger than just you and just your little offerings and your smaller capacity. But maybe you can start to dream bigger and see more possibilities, and then take action on those possibilities. Be brave to expand and grow in alignment with your spiritual calling. So you're really not here to just build a cookie cutter business that's rigid in structure and that goes by the same rules that all the other businesses follow. You're really here to lead with purpose, to initiate change, and to bring your dreams into reality in a way that only you can. Neptune in Aries is really the beginning of a new chapter, not just in astrology, but in your soul-led business and in everything else. When you align with this cosmic energy, your work becomes a movement. So if you're really feeling the pull to align your business with astrology, magic, and soul, if you want to work in a way that feels intuitive, inspired, and in a more feminine flow, then Business Witch is calling for you. This is my year-long, all-inclusive mentoring program for witches, creatives, and spiritual entrepreneurs who want to lead with purpose, scale with magic, and align their offerings with the stars. You'll learn how to plan your launches with astrology, connect to your inner wisdom, and craft other offers that light you up. So to find out more about Business Witch, you'll find the link in my show notes below, or you can go to kyrahowearth.com/business-witch, or just click the show note down below for easy access. So we begin today by talking about confusion and doubt and like maybe some of those more negative aspects that Neptune and Aries can bring. But the truth is your inner fire hasn't gone out. It's just asking you to maybe burn a bit differently. Neptune in Aries invites you to trust that flame, to soften into your spirit, and to act from your soul. So I want to leave you with a final thought here. When the soul leads, the path lights up, even in the fog. So I hope today's episode was inspiring and give you some sort of guidance for what to expect for the next 13 or so years with Neptune in Aries. So thank you so much for tuning in today. If you like this episode, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a 5-star rating, or depending on where you're listening to today, you can comment or anything else. And if there is anything that you do want to share, you can comment if there's that functionality below, or we can connect on Instagram or Facebook. You'll find me at kyrahowearth.official on both Instagram and Facebook. So thanks for tuning in today. Stay magical, stay manifesting, and stay tuned. I'll talk with you again in the next episode really soon. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Moon Manifesting podcast. If you are curious about working with the moon, you can read my book, Moon Manifesting, or join us inside the Moon Manifesting Coven. You'll find the links in the show notes, or go to kyrahowearth.com.